Do we speed up or relax a client? I don't know. I would say let's just start with where you're at. That's the starting point. And that might be, can I understand what you're going through? Can I maybe even feel what you're going through in my own way? It's not gonna be the same. Can I understand cognitively? Can I have empathy? Can I feel what you're going through right now? Your true experience right now without judging it, without trying to change it. Can I just be there with you? That's kind of like, that's where I start. I would not start by speeding up or relaxing a client. Really, ask yourself this. It's especially for the providers here, or for you if you're in your own therapy or working with an SE practitioner. What helps someone to enter their safety state? What do we need to enter our safety state? We need a safe environment. We need safe people. So people, like, we can't be being attacked. We can't be being judged. I don't think it helps. The environment that we're in should be safe enough. So safe people, safe environment. Ideally, we have co-regulation. We have understanding. We're being listened to. We're not being judged. And this is all the basic therapy stuff. This is all the stuff that us therapists should be absolutely nailing. And then on top of all that, what helps someone enter their safety state is mindfulness of the present moment. But to have mindfulness, you have to have some level of safety in your system already. But then you build on that, and you build on them on what's happening within you in the present moment. This is what helps someone enter their safety state. The goal of therapy is not to speed someone up or slow them down. The goal is, well, besides the treatment plan goal, session to session, the goal is, can we access our safety state? Great. From there, can we now access some stuck defensive state energy? Can we titrate and pendulate through that? So for me, I wouldn't call that speeding up or slowing down. To me, that's the priority is safety. From safety, can we also feel into your defensive state? If we're working on this like stuck trauma kind of stuff. Sometimes people come in and they just want to work on, hey, this is my biggest issue and I need help dealing with it this week, or I need to help, work on boundaries and stuff. But so this is really, what I laid out is really more specific to trauma, to your stuck state. So Mark finishes it up and he says, I feel like I've been told that you need to discharge this energy in order to relax, but you won't be able to discharge this energy until you learn to relax. Yeah, Mark, that makes a lot of sense because it seems kind of conflicting. If that's what you're being told, yeah, that's confusing. If you're leaving a session with confusion, that's a problem, I think, as well. I think it's really important to have clarity on what you're doing in session, but also what to do after the session in order to build on it. So as a client in therapy, I want to empower you to ask, hey, what does that mean? How does that make sense? And if the therapist can't answer it, that's a red flag in my opinion. I pride myself on being able to answer everything that my client is asking. If I'm implementing something and I can't explain why, that's a problem for me. And that's a red flag for the client to pick up on. But that doesn't really come up. I don't make stuff up, and I don't try out something that I don't have understanding of. So yeah, red flag. Okay. So that's a behavioral level of understanding. If someone's telling you we need to speed you up and slow you down, to me, that's really kind of a behavioral, and that's a very shallow top level understanding. We need to make you do this. We need to make you do that. I don't, if that's all you're getting, Mark, then yeah, that doesn't seem to really be cutting the mustard for me. It's very behavioral level. And that, to me, that's just like saying, that's like telling someone who's like in a panic attack, maybe, hey, you need to calm down. Like, yeah, no, I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? That's like telling someone who's pissed off, like the students in my school, they get angry and they leave the classroom and they'll go, run through the parking lot. And yeah, we can tell them, hey, stop it, of course. And we can tell them, dude, take a deep breath, calm down. Yeah, but they're just not quite there to accept it. It doesn't mean we don't say it, I guess, but that's a very behavioral level of like, hey, just stop doing that. So that's the way I read that dichotomy of you need to discharge this energy in order to relax, but you won't be able to discharge this energy until you learn to relax. That, I think, is a very shallow kind of understanding of all this. And if they can't explain further in session, that's a red flag. So in order to address this problem, you don't need to relax exactly. I'm actually going to muddy the water a little bit. Hopefully this will make more sense. You don't need to relax exactly. You need to activate the body's safety state in order to have the vagal brake active to then allow defensive states to shift. So do you need to relax in order to discharge your trauma? Behaviorally, that's kind of what it looks like. You need to be able to be in your safety state. When your safety state's active, your vagal brake is on. When your vagal brake is on, your heartbeat's at a calmer pace. If your heartbeat's at a calmer pace, you're going to look more relaxed. You're going to be able to exist in stillness, the mixed state, the mixed polyvagal state. So telling someone you need to relax is the very behavioral top level way of saying what I just said. And I'm hoping that's what they mean if they have polyvagal knowledge. But that's really it, is we have to get the safety state active. Once the safety state is active, then you'll be able to exist in stillness, and you'll be able to be more mindful of what's happening inside of you. And then if you can do that and tap into your stuck defensive state, then yeah, you'll probably notice more energy coming into your system. You'll probably notice, depending on the flavor of what's happening inside of you, you'll probably notice that stuck defensive state energy surfacing, and you'll become more mobilized. If you're coming out of shutdown up into fight, you're going to feel more aggression. You're going to feel that power come in your system, and we want the vagal brake to be active to be able to tolerate it. If you're coming out of a free state, you're going to notice some fear, and you're going to kind of have to be able to sit with the immobility of fear and the stuck flight fight energy of fear. But we don't want to go there, at least the way I work. I don't want to go there with my client until I know their vagal brake is able to handle that, because I don't want to re-traumatize them. So telling someone, hey, speed up, might not be helpful, might be re-traumatizing, depending on how that looks. So that might be what these three SE therapists or SE practitioners are trying to accomplish. Maybe they're trying to get you to anchor in safety and then feel into your stuck defensive state. I don't know. That's the brightest possible way of looking at this, but they should be able to explain what the hell they're doing. If they're not, that is a problem. If you just tell someone, hey, let's speed up, you're just giving advice. Anybody can do that. They can get that advice from anybody. Hey, just slow down, relax. Or you got to relax first so you can feel your pain. Like, okay, that's not super helpful unless you can actually do the steps required to help that person do that, and you got to be able to explain it. So this is like advice. I think it's very shallow advice. I don't think it has understanding of what's actually happening. I don't think it necessarily involves co-regulation. You can definitely co-regulate with somebody by connecting with them and then explaining the significance of being able to anchor in safety and slow down to be able to actually feel your defensive state mindfully. Sure. But you could also really be misattuned and disconnecting with someone and tell them, well, you got to speed up or you got to slow down. That's not co-regulation. That's advice giving, and that's not really connecting with someone. I would argue in general, and maybe you're like, well, no, it's different in my case because, like, okay, fine. In general, that's what I'm arguing. And so that's fine, but you need to be able to explain how. You need to be able to connect with your clients or the people you're working with. If you struggle with this, dear listener, fellow Stucknot, if you really struggle with anchoring in your safety state, I have a course just for you. It's called Building Safety Anchors. Building Safety Anchors. I've gone over, in this, what I just kind of laid out, I've gone over the what. I've gone over what's happening on a polyvagal state level. I didn't explain how. I can't explain the how of it because that's my course. Through Building Safety Anchors, I will explain to you how to activate your safety state. I will lead you through 6 different paths of anchoring in your safety state and practicing those and building the strength of your vagal brake, so that as a result, you will feel more relaxed. You'll feel more calm. You'll feel more confident. You'll feel more connected with yourself and with other people potentially. So Building Safety Anchors is how to do all this stuff. It's not easy. But I got you covered. Part of Building Safety Anchors and my other 2 courses as well is when you purchase the course, you get access to meeting with me twice a month. So twice a month during virtual meetups, I call them Stucknot meetups, you can meet with me. And if you have a question about the course, You can ask it and I will answer every question that you have. If it's a personal thing, a therapy thing, I can't help you. But if it's, hey, this doesn't make sense, or help me understand this better, or I tried this out, do you have any other ideas as far as anchoring through this certain path? And I will answer all those questions for you. I don't want you to wonder. In my courses, I never want you to be confused. So I will meet up with you and other course members twice a month, and I will answer any questions and also do a brief lesson as well. So it's called Building Safety Anchors. Head over to justinlmft.com/buildsafety. justinlmft.com/buildsafety. I will, of course, have a link in the description. This and other content I create is not therapy, not intended to be therapy or be a replacement for therapy. Nothing in this creates or indicates a therapeutic relationship. Please consult with your therapist or seek for one in your area if you are experiencing mental health symptoms. Nothing should be understood to be specific life advice. It is for educational and entertainment purposes only.